Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued sub, you know I love you for it. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for being a part of the Reydiant Reality community. It really does mean a lot. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you haven't got it yet, your solstice activation session C is waiting for you. You can get that on the link in the description box below. Mercury goes retrograde on the 31st of October. If you haven't got your retrograde survival kit, you can get your copy for $19.99 versus $39.99 up until the day that Mercury goes retrograde. So with that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look see. This week your message was very, very clear. What I could see in my intuition when I went into it was a banner. And what is a banner, right? A banner is a declaration. It's like a flag or a logo that says, this is who I am. This week, Scorpio, there's something about your energy that you're going to have to speak up about what you stand for, who you are, what people should know about you when they see you, when they talk about you, what they should associate with you. This week, you're going to have to let people know, this is my line in the sand. This is what I will allow. This is what I will not allow. This is about you being proud about who you are and speaking up about that and really kind of saying, you know what, this is it's not, not so much like this is me, it's a bit of that, but it's more a case of this is what I stand for. In case you were questioning it, in case you didn't know before, or in case you tried to impose on me what you think I should, what you think I stand for, let me just reassure you, this is what it is. So you may have to redefine yourself in that, in somebody else's eyes, by letting people know this is who I am and this is what I actually stand for. So your destiny card for the week ahead is the Hierophant. All right, so this could be at your work, it could be with your peers, it could be at your job. You could really have to, usually Scorpios are pretty good with things, they'll do it subtly, but this kind of suggests to me that when it comes to your work, when it comes to your studies, when it comes to your professional peers, this week you might have to set the record straight and say to somebody, look, you know what? You actually think that I'm like this, this and this, and actually that's a wrong association, and before you step on my toes, I'm going to let you know this is what I actually stand for, this is who I am. You need to know that, because at the moment you're behaving in a way that suggests that you're misinformed. Which is, it's always a good thing. It's always a good thing to let people know who you actually are, even for Scorpios, because we know y'all like to be hidden. All right, all jokes aside though, sometimes you do have to set the record straight, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your direction card, to give it some context, is the Six of Cups. This may be somebody from your past. It may be somebody that you've worked with for a long time. It may be that in some way, shape or form, an aspect of who you are rears its head. It may be that somebody's old association of who you used to be, and this is the thing, as I grow older, people that I've run into from school are like, oh, are you still doing da-da-da-da? And you're like, no, and I, do you know what I mean? Like, this stuff, tarot, all the rest of it, I have been doing since, in fact, since technically before I started secondary school. So in terms of this stuff, I could absolutely say yeah, but in terms of being a foul, loudmouth little shit like I used to be, am I that person anymore? No, I'm not, because I've grown, I've evolved, and I've matured. You may find that some way that you used to behave, some way that you used to be in your younger years catches up with you this week, and somebody says, oh yeah, it's like, oh, you do that, don't you? Or they'll associate something with you and you'll be like, no, actually I grew out of that a long time ago. So you might have to, like I said, in some way, shape or form, you might have to rewrite, not rewrite your own history, because you can't. I mean, we're quantum mechanics. Don't do it, Raph. Don't do it, because I'll just go on a rant. You know, you can't necessarily do that, but you can let people know that yes, while that used to be me, or that might have been a perspective that I came from before, it's no longer how I choose to behave, to act, or experience or do life. Right? So just be prepared for that this week. That you might find yourself having to say, no, you know what, I don't stand for that anymore. Maybe you never did. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but it's certainly a possibility. So your insight card this week, you've got the Page of Swords, which means this is very likely to be something at work. You may have the challenge this week, and it's almost like someone's going to bring, you know, someone's going to bring a perspective or an observation about you that is no longer accurate, that is no longer true, and you may need to kind of just shoot them down and say, look, you know what, you're actually chatting out your arse, you don't really know what you're talking about. So you could have to set a record straight, and the way that you're going to do that, hold your banner high and let people know who you are, what you actually do stand for. You know, and the beauty about Scorpio energy as well is like, one thing that I really admire about you guys is you always put your hand up and say, yeah, you know what, that used to be me, but it isn't anymore. Deal with it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you know, I've learned that from Scorpios. Like, you guys are, you know, if you're wrong, you put your hands up. If you're not, then you'll just say, look, you know what, no, it wasn't me. Or, no, you are misinformed. All right, so I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up, if it's not too personal. If it is personal and you still want to talk to me about it, please send me an email. You'd be surprised how many people do. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon.